Appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all having me. I apologize for being late, man. I had to be at the station and stuff, man. But thank you, Lucky. Thank you, Nutty, for putting this on. Basically, man, just to give you a little background of me, I worked in Atlanta for most of my radio career for Hot 107.9, and like, you know, it was just a great experience. As you probably know, a lot of artists come out of Atlanta, and really that starts from a good relationship, you know what I'm saying, between what's happening in the streets as far as music and the radio, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's important for us, or I felt it was important for me to always be out in the clubs and just listen to what the people wanted to hear. So that's how a lot of the music got popping in Atlanta and still is popping in Atlanta. So like when I came out here, you know, I talked to Swift, and one of the things that was a concern or complaint about like the radio station is that there's no outlet or embracement of local musicians or local artists. So, you know, one, I didn't realize like it was really like a real big local music scene out there like that. But so it was like, nah, these guys are out here working and stuff. So I don't know if they know about the Face Off Friday. So what we okay, so what we're doing is like, we did this in Atlanta. It was called Battlegrounds, and I wanted to bring it up here, and you know, just to give an outlet or a way to get local music on the radio. Is it perfect? No, but is it a step in the right direction? Absolutely. Is it better than what we had before? Absolutely. So you know, the premise of it is every Friday we're going to feature 2 local artists. You know, go head to head, play their songs back to back, and we're gonna let the people decide, man. So, you know, that's how we're gonna do it. If you win 4 weeks in a row, then, you know, you get to come on this man's show, do an interview, and, you know, we'll feature you on the website and stuff like that. But really, you know what I'm saying, I'm just out here to build, man, and really be a part of this city and create something special, man, you know, and do it with you guys and do it with everybody. You know, again, I think it's real important that the radio has a relationship with the community and with local artists. So that's really where my heart's at, and that's where I'm coming from. So if you got any questions or anything like that, I'm here. You know, I'm here to network, have a good time.
Cool, y'all. So like I said, you know, yeah, y'all can give it up for the man. Yeah. Come on now. Is that how we're going to give it up for somebody about to open up some doors? Yeah, so, you know, Jay, we definitely welcome you to the city, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
We're looking to do some big things with you.
Yeah.
I got some questions.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's great, man. My name is Ray E. I've been doing music here for a minute. And I reached some different platforms and stuff, and it just seemed like once you get to a certain level, without money and opportunity, that seems to, you know, fluctuate. You know, it depends on your work. But at some point, you know, the work oversees, you know, the opportunity. You know, and a lot of people in Indianapolis and in the Indiana area anyway have families and stuff going on. So I mean, it's not only that. You know, this is the multitude of things. So outside of that battleground thing, what other things are y'all thinking about implementing?
I mean, really, like, if there's any way that we can like do like artist showcases and things of that nature, you know, really like, you know, my advice to you or anybody in this room, like the way a lot of these artists, like especially coming out of Atlanta, got their stuff hot is they got the city behind them before radio even touched them, you know. So it was like a situation like, I mean, a recent example, 21 Savage, you know, I was looking for him because he had just such a movement and the kids were loving him. So like, you know, his stuff was getting played in the strip clubs, the college parties, all the clubs and stuff like that. So he just had a local wave, you know. Future was the same way, Rich Homie Quan, Migos, like, you know, these guys, like, there's always this, well, it's not really a myth, but there's always, you know what I'm saying, this bad conception that, like, if you pay your money, you can get your song on radio, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what I'm about, because I feel like if you have to pay money to get your song played, is your song really that hot? You know what I'm saying? Like, the DJ should want to play your song, you know what I mean? Like, radio should want to play your song, so, like, you know, I mean, we're gonna create avenues for you guys to try to get your song on radio, but like, you know, nowadays, you know, we're kind of behind, like, as far as radio, man. Like, artists are breaking on the internet, man. You guys are breaking on YouTube and SoundCloud. Like, I'm looking at Spotify to see what's hot on Spotify to try to take it to radio. You know what I'm saying? All radio really is a steroid. So it's like you put that work in, like, you know, we'll just give you that injection to make you even like bigger and hotter. But you know, I mean, Chance the Rapper was popping, and he just put out a song for radio. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's so many avenues for you guys to get it now. You know what I mean? So it's really like, you know, you get yourself hot. Like, I'm gonna be knocking at your door. Like, yo, man, like, I need to get your song on radio. We got a clean version. Like I had to literally reach out to 21 Savage. People was like, dude, I need a radio song because your stuff is so like gutter and stuff. I can't really play it, but I gotta play it because your demand is so big. So, you know, again, just to go back to your question. So I'm gonna be working with Swift and the station to create some stuff, to do stuff with you guys, but like, really, it's your movement that's gonna that's gonna move the needle.
I'm proud of Swift too, because, you know, aside from this, he's always been trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know, you know, maybe it's the leadership levels or whatever, but Swift, I'm proud of him because he's always gave us a platform, especially me. Multiple, you know, platforms.
I mean, he was the main one that told me, was like, you know, for the longest time, radio hadn't really been embracing the local artists out here. And again, like, you gotta give people an opportunity. Now, you know, again, I can't say I could put your song in power rotation, because I got people above me who'll be like, well, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? I got protocols I got followed. But, you know, at least if we can create some sort of avenue, you know what I mean, like, just to give people an opportunity or a chance to get that exposure, then I think it's a win-win situation. Again, like, you know what I'm saying, it's on each individual in here to put in the work and get the city behind you. Like the great thing about this city is it seems like everybody knows everybody, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you catch that wave and get a whole city behind you and you get those YouTube numbers up and those SoundCloud numbers up, trust me, them labels pay attention to that stuff. So that's all they really pay attention to now. That's how they sign artists, man. And they don't really care where you from. You know what I'm saying? If you got them numbers, they gonna give you a look. And they're always looking.
Yeah, but doing anything with like the DJ circulation, you know, like, because there's a lot of good
mixes?
DJs.
Yeah. That's something that we've been working on too. You know, we're actually looking at to add more mixers to the city and stuff. You know, Swift has been helping me out with that as well as Ready Rock. So, you know, we're really like excited about next year, man, because, you know, we just want to brand the station and really just make it all about the city, man, and about the community. So like, along with the local music scene, man, we trying to do stuff like for the kids in the community and stuff, like, you know, trying to, you know, get violence and gun reduction and things of that nature, getting these schools and stuff, and really just make a positive difference. Because I mean, anybody can play music nowadays, but if we don't use this platform to do something positive or help our community, what are we really doing? I don't know. Any other questions?
As far as the radio station goes, are they gonna be backing y'all too? I mean, y'all trying to do one thing and then they see it another way, and you know what I'm saying?
That's a very good question. Well, yeah, I mean, I've already brought this up. This is an idea that I came to the radio station with when I interviewed. So they knew where I was coming from, like, when they gave me the position. You know, I basically told them, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm about, this is one of the platforms that I want to present. You know, this is what I want to do with Swift, because, you know, he's really an embodiment of this city. So I want to help take this man's career to the next level. But they knew what I wanted to do when I came in here. So, you know, when they hired me and I said, okay, we're going to go forward with this, don't get scared now. They're like, no, okay, we're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, so far I haven't gotten any pushback on it. And we're scheduled to launch at least the face-off Friday next week at the top of the year and stuff. And then again, you know, if the demand grows for it, if it does well, you know, we might add some extra days to it. But I do think it's important. I do think it's necessary. And then, you know, there's other stuff that we have planned for local artists to just get out there and stuff. Any other questions? I'm here, man. You know.
I ain't got no question, but I got something to say.
Okay.
First of all, I hear a lot of artists crying about. Is J Rock in here? Where's J Rock?
J-Rock, big J-Rock, where you at? He need to hear this. That's my little nigga. He hard too.
Okay.
The big J-Rock, where you at? Come on.
Well, anyway, I hear a lot of artists complaining about the music industry being so messed up to where they feel like they ain't got no power now. So, but what I keep on telling them, like, I try to explain to people, like, the music industry is better than it's ever been. What do you mean?
I agree
Like,
with you.
you got the internet, that's the most powerful marketing tool in the world, and it's free. That's all the big labels used to do. You know what I'm saying? And now we got this shit free, it ain't no motherfucking way that you can't break yourself. Most of the motherfucking artists that did this shit, that's doing this shit now, they breaking themselves independent and paying themselves. They signing themselves, paying themselves. Now, what sense do that make to be even trying to get a major deal? Fuck that shit. What? Put the money in your pocket, that's your money. Paying people that you gotta pay and keep it moving.
You summed it up right there, man.
I couldn't say nothing else.
I mean, it's a great time, like you said, man. You got the internet, you know, you got social media and stuff like that. So it's like you could sign a deal, but like, do you really want somebody digging in your pockets? There's so many artists that like Chance, he refuses to sign with anybody. He's getting all that money.
He getting all his music for free.
Huh?
All his music is free.
Exactly, like Rocco, you know, I know Rocco for a long time. He's probably one of the smartest, you know, people, you know, just business people. Forget artists, smartest business guys that I know, man. And I mean, he didn't have a deal for the longest, and he's still getting money from Future. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't even want to sign a deal, because it's just, what's the point now? It's like, you get your music out there so easily, like my man said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be your own PR firm and everything. So it's a great time. I mean, honestly, the labels are losing power. You know, they're losing power, they're shrinking. I mean, I got friends in the labels, but they ain't got as much juice. Like, they can't even tell their own artists what to do half the time. Like, the artists will put out an album when they feel like putting it out. And I'll be like, yo, did you got that new so-and-so song? He's like, oh, he put out something? Like, yeah, he put out something. Like, you don't know what your artist doing? Oh, I don't know, he just put that album out. Like, you know what I'm saying, 10 years ago, that would never happen. You know, and they were like, you put out an album? Oh, hell no. Like, no, that ain't happened. Now it's just like, yo, artists put out an album, they pick their own single. It's like, this is what we gonna roll with, and the label is just following behind.
Then they start signing their own artists.
And they start signing their own artists. So, I mean, you guys could get it, man. Like, again, it's just a matter of getting that wave behind you. You know, again, this is the perfect city to break out.
You mentioned something about the different platforms that you were looking at, you know, to find talent.
Yeah.
What are some of those, you know, aside from Spotify, what are some other platforms that you
I mean, SoundCloud, YouTube, you know, the major internet stuff like that. But I mean, you guys got like a little popping club environment out here. Like the strip clubs is popping. You know, I done been to quite a few already. You know what I mean? The clubs be popping. So you guys got the platform.
I said quite a few, it's only quite a few years.
I mean, hey, I done been to them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just really forming those relationships with those DJs, man. You know what I'm saying? The guys that do. You got a whole bunch of colleges out here, so you know what I'm saying? Get these college kids behind you, because they always looking for new music. You know what I mean? It's different ways to get it and get your music out. So, and I mean, the thing about me and the thing, you know, about Swift and like Ready Rock, you know, I mean, these guys are always like, they got their ears to the streets and stuff like that. Like, they tell me who's popping in the city and who's not. And I'm not one of those program directors that's like gonna sit behind the desk all day and all that stuff. Like if I'm in the city, I'm gonna be in the city. You know what I mean? Like,
You don't even know a program director that would have came here tonight besides him.
but I mean, you feel me? I mean, but I feel like this is what we supposed to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make no sense for me just to sit up in the station all day. What's the point of that?
And we in the hood.
You gotta do your job first.
Yeah.
You gotta burn up the streets, burn up the clubs. You
You gotta burn it up, man. Cause even you get your song on radio, if there's no legs on it, man, it's like building your house on quicksand. It's gonna go up, it's gonna go right back down. Yeah, so, but if you got a wave behind you and all that stuff, like, you know, and I'm not gonna get into particulars, but most of the songs that we play is based off of research. And it's how familiar people are with the music. You know, do they like the song? So like if we just throw a song on the radio and it doesn't research well, we're gonna pull it right out. You know what I'm saying? Whether I personally like the song or not, if the people ain't feeling it, I gotta do what the people want to do.
Yeah, still looking at
They can't even get clear to keep on playing it.
Exactly. So, but if you built that, you know what I'm saying, you built that wave and all that, and you put your song in research and research well, shoot, you gotta hit.
Y'all still look at BDS or media base?
Yeah, we still look at that.
Is that for just like, is it for talent or is this?
It's more so we look at that for like, you know, just to see what songs are really moving up, what has momentum. You know, not only do we look at like the songs and the spins, we look at who's spinning it too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like in certain cities, it's like, okay, it's like, yeah, you got a lot of stations, but what stations are they? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it Biloxi, Mississippi, or is it getting spun out in Chicago? Right. Is it getting spun, you know, in Cleveland? You feel me? So it's just a difference of stations and stuff like that. So I look at all that stuff, because even that could be manipulated. Right.
So you still gotta grind, but now you know you got somebody in your corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, if y'all win, the city wins, and the station wins. Because it's like, you get the city behind you, and we're the station that breaks you, you know, we got an ally in our pocket and stuff like that. Like, the reason why Hot 107.9 is so successful is we were able to do so many birthday bashes, because like, all the Atlanta artists that we gave a look, like we gave a look to 2 Chainz when we first came out, Future, Migos. So like when it comes to birthday bash, we're able to get them for next to nothing, or they want to do it, or if they got like an album dropping, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing could be here, man. Like, you got a guy, you blow up, but you always gonna have that, you know, connection with us, and that's what it's all about, man. Building those relationships, those long-term relationships.